Hello, dear friends. Today I'm going to share with you something very important, and that's something about the custom department, the injustice which was done. And for the past many years, God took me to the red light areas to be a voice for the voiceless, to work among the children and women who were forced into human trafficking. Before I start sharing, I would like you to like, share, and hit the subscribe button in my channel so that more and more people could be a part, so that we all together can be a voice for the voiceless. Dear friends, as I shared with you, for past 34 years I've been working in the red light areas to rescue women and children who are forced into human trafficking. By the grace of God, I could rescue over 800 women and children. Got many of the brothel keepers convicted through the court, and also got many brothels sealed. In the year 2010, I quit my job to do full-time social work. Why am I telling you all these things in a nutshell? I left my department to be a voice for the voiceless. But then, few days back, I had been to my own department where I worked and to the custom canteen. And I was surprised when I saw some of those canteen boys who were promoted as sepoys, uniformed staff, suddenly again serving in the custom canteen. I was really stunned and surprised. How is it possible? And I tried to inquire. All of them were mum, but through my sources I came to know that they worked for 4 years and suddenly they were demoted. Dear friends, I myself would have been happy if these staff, whoever it is, it's not just demoted, they should be kicked out of the department if they were corrupt, if they were manipulative or any such type of things. But even to suspend or any other situation, there are due procedures which has been followed. But what I came to know was, none of these 9 canteen boys who were promoted as sepoys, they were caught in corruption or anything. They were suddenly demoted. Why? Because someone asked for their promotion and moved the honorable court. And because of that, these poor canteen staff, they were demoted back to the same original position. Dear friends, let me tell you, I feel proud to say this. Our ex-chief minister, Sri Shinde, was an auto rickshaw driver. But I'm happy that he was the chief minister of Maharashtra and also the present deputy chief minister, our prime minister, Sri Narendra Modi. What I have heard through videos and all this, he was a boy who used to sell tea at the railway stations, and from there he became the chief minister of Gujarat and also the prime minister of India. Great. But just think of these people, if they are demoted back to driving auto rickshaw or selling tea, you may be thinking, hey, this guy is crazy. Yes, I am crazy. But then why injustice to these 9 custom canteen staff? Were they responsible for anything? They followed due procedures. And that is how they were promoted. And there were custom canteen staff who were earlier promoted as clerks, From there they became sepoys, officers, and even assistant commissioners. And they have retired. So great. From the same post and position they were promoted. But then why injustice to these 9 custom canteen boys? Where are all those people from the custom department who were from the union? And you used to be very close to the bosses, holding their suitcases, and even got President Award for doing nothing. Why I say this is I have followed it up. And these people who are supposed to be the stalwarts of the union, when it came to stand for justice for these poor, helpless canteen boys, none of these people stood and spoke. Can you think of the humiliation that these canteen boys went through? They were promoted, and then suddenly after 4 years of service, at the airport, at cargo, at custom house, and different places where they were uniformed staff working, and suddenly they are again serving in the canteen. What a humiliation. Just think of the trauma that they must have gone through. Just think what their family must have gone through. Because in the society where they lived, their brother or father or husband, from a canteen boy, he was promoted as a sepoy. And from there, he would have become a clerk. From there, he would have become an officer. From there, he would have become a superintendent and then assistant commissioner. Because there are some of the staffs who became assistant commissioners and deputy commissioners from this low post and position. But think what the family is going through. What a humiliation. What a trauma for this family. And where are all our bosses? Used to call them, hey canteen, and they used to come and serve. I used to really enjoy the canteen food. Instead of going to all the big hotels, the best food used to be served at a very low rate. And they used to serve this with love. And the hard work that these custom canteen boys had put in, don't we have eyes to see that they also need to be promoted? Or are we going to pull them back and just be selfish, thinking about our own self? Is this not justice? And dear friends, today we are boasting about Costa movie. Great, yes. I appreciate the work done by the officer and the boss who stood with him when injustice was done. But let me tell you, I will not watch this movie because injustice is done to my brothers in the department. I want to be a voice for the voiceless. And if I keep quiet, I will have to answer God. So dear friends, where are we? Where are we moving to? And I'm not trying to point my finger at the present bosses because they may not even be knowing. But I would like to bring to your notice that this injustice was done by the earlier bosses, and all these people from the union and others, they kept quiet despite them knowing all that had happened to this helpless victims, that they were promoted in the department and for no reason they were pulled down. Some of them have retired and some of them, they are still serving. They want to quietly finish off their term. But then my conscience, I cannot keep quiet. Yes, they may not be wanting to get inside all these politics and get embroiled because they don't want to go through all the situations where the bosses will pull them, but then I have got the freedom to question. I want to be a voice for the voiceless for these custom staff. You were humiliated and who went through all this trauma. But justice has to be done for them. And even for those who are retired, their post and position and whatever is due to them has to be given. And those who are still remaining, they have to be promoted. And all the due procedures have to be followed. Otherwise, this is injustice. And how can you feel proud that, oh, we have got only one Costa? There are many Costas in the department who have worked and served. How can the bosses just stand for one Costa, but when injustice is done for so many other Costas? So dear friends, if you really want to feel great about your department, which I always feel great, yes, I served in the department for 20 years. I never bowed my head down and I did my duty. But even when I am out, I feel that I have to do my duty, that is to be a voice for the voiceless. So dear friends, here is Anson Thomas, a voice for the voiceless, and I request you also to be a part where we can bring change in the society. May God be with you and God bless you. Shalom.